What's up, guys? It's your Money Cat. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to talk about Tesla because I think it is primed for a big move soon. I am super hyped up. Is it because we're talking about Tesla? Possibly. Is it because I've been chugging this can of Bang? Most definitely.
Bang, bang, bang.
Alright, let's get started. Before we look at the chart for Tesla, I'm just going to quickly cover some recent news that came out regarding Tesla. If you've been following Tesla, you've probably heard of these, but what I want to highlight is that these news are all positive and subtle under the radar news that the stock price didn't necessarily reflect. So first, this is October 1st. Tesla cuts price on its Model 3 in China. Again, nothing huge, but lowering the price on its cars definitely increases Tesla's competitive edge. Then Tesla reported its Q3 delivery numbers. It was a new record of nearly 140,000 cars delivered. Then on October 12th, S&P upgraded Tesla's credit rating from B+ to BB-. So if you look at this rating scale, we went from B+ to one notch up to BB-. While BB- is still considered junk or basically trash, any positive step is a step forward. Moving on to the chart for Tesla, this day right here marks October 1st. So what you'll notice is that none of the news that I mentioned, none of them reflected positively on the stock price. The stock price either didn't move at all based on the news, or they actually went down. This reaction didn't make sense to me because number one, while they're not groundbreaking news, I feel like they are subtle under the radar positive news that stock price should have reacted positively to. Number two, Tesla usually reacts more volatilely to news than other stocks, and yet within the last 2 weeks, it's actually been one of the more stable stocks. We are looking at the 180-day chart on 4-hour time frame for Tesla, and the stock price is on the verge of breaking above the resistance at 448, 450 level. And that is the top line of this ascending triangle that I'm drawing right here. As you can see, we've touched the bottom here and then bounced off of the resistance at we'll call it 450. Then came down, tested the bottom again, and then same thing, failed at 450. And then we actually didn't even touch the bottom, and we went back up, and we are now right here at the resistance. So as Tesla finishes filling out this ascending triangle, the idea is that it'll sooner or later break above this resistance and head on upwards. Price has been consolidating a lot recently, and this goes along with what I said about stock not really reacting to any of the news. This is not typical for Tesla as it's one of the more volatile stocks. So I feel like as it consolidates and doesn't react to the news, there's a lot of potential energy just being suppressed. And this coiled energy will burst out sooner or later, hopefully to the upside. While I'm hoping for Tesla to break out earlier than later, keep in mind that we still have all this room to go until reaching the breaking point of the ascending triangle. And secondly, Tesla is reporting earnings on October 21st, and that is near the end of the triangle. So I can also see this happening where stock will drop, finish completing the ascending triangle, and then on this judgment day, stock will either shoot up based on the report or break down. Now let's talk about the upside. As long as we can break above 450 resistance level, the next resistance level is back to all-time high. I can maybe see a small resistance right here near 500, but realistically, similar to what I said about Apple, this entire zone right here is kind of empty, no man's land. So once we enter there, I feel like the stock will have no resistance up until all-time high or close to all-time high. Now, looking at the 1-year chart on daily time frame, MACD about to cross over. Even though I would prefer RSI to be a little bit lower so it's got more room to go, and I would prefer MACD to be, closer to zero line or below here so it has more room to go. But honestly, as long as MACD is able to cross over, I think it has a lot of room to go. What about the risk? What's the downside? The only downside or potential risk I see is this, the earnings report. And this isn't because I think Tesla will report a poor earnings. More than likely, they'll report fantastic earnings report. The problem is it's so hard to predict what the market will think and how it'll react to the earnings report. If you're holding Tesla for long term, which I am, and I'm bullish, then this doesn't matter. Even if it drops on earnings report, it'll just be a hiccup in the overall big picture. If you're more of a trader, then yeah, you can take a chance on the earnings report, but what you're really hoping for is that it breaks out early based on, if you're a trader of Tesla, then what you're really hoping for is for the stock to break out early, maybe based on, building up hype for the earnings report, and then repositioning. If you're a trader of Tesla, then what you're really hoping for is Tesla breaking out earlier than earnings report day, maybe based on building up hype for this day. And then at that point, you can rethink whether you want to go through the earnings report as a trader. We'll be keeping a close eye on Tesla as I personally have some positions on it myself. So make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more updates and videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to keep your head up and powder dry.